I'm here in the Cadieux home with Mr. Cadieux. Robert, condolences over everything that's happening, and I wish we were recording this video under more pleasant circumstances. You're getting dealing with double tragedy. You had the tragedy of losing your wife, the mother of your children, your business partner, Kristine, in a tragic accident last summer. And now you've just discovered that the 20-year-old Quebec driver at the time who hit your car from behind, which led to Kristine's demise, was given a $2,000 fine, and his license wasn't even suspended.
That's right. I found out about this on Friday, 3 days after the court. We didn't get no chance to give a victim impact, or we didn't have any say at all. You
don't even know this young person's name. You were not allowed to be present for the hearing or invited to be present for the hearing? I was not allowed to be present for the hearing.
The hearing went on January 9th, and I was told about it 3 days later by the Crown Attorneys.
Now, earlier you told me that an OPP officer came down and mentioned the investigation, and since then, basically,
I've been waiting for a court date.
Right.
I've been waiting to file a victim impact statement, and I've been waiting to have my day in court with my children to meet this person and find out what happened to my wife, why he fell asleep at the wheel.
So his defense was that, like you were saying, you were going through a construction zone, which means there were cones on the one lane and you were limited speed in the right lane. And then right after, a few hundred feet after you had come through the construction zone, you were hit from behind, which led to your car rolling.
Yes, we went through a construction zone, and within seconds after exiting the construction zone, we were struck from behind, and my wife was killed, and I was very severely injured.
What are some of your injuries that you've sustained?
I had a fractured C4, broken ribs, I have a concussion, I have whiplash, I had lacerations and bruising all over my body. Emotionally, I'm a wreck. I'm crying all the time. I'm angry, sad, lonely.
Well, you've lost your partner. You know, we've covered your story before when we had the Worm Kids story, and your wife was a lovely woman and mom, and so you've lost your wife, you lost your business partner, and now you're left to have to take care of your kids who are grieving themselves. So it has to be an immense amount of pressure on you.
It is. It's from morning, early morning till very late at night. I am constantly doing stuff that my wife and I used to share the responsibilities of. It's such a hard job to do, and in the condition that I'm in, it makes it even worse. It's very hard emotionally to be doing all this stuff and to be wondering what's going on in court, dealing with lawyers and physiotherapy, doctor's appointments.
And again, you've lost your business, you've lost income, you've lost a lot of financial ability, and this 20-year-old driver gets a $2,000 fine, and apparently you said the prosecutor had said that they had forgot to suspend his license even?
That's right. There was no suspension of license. Mm-hmm. They forgot to suspend his license. Yeah, it was supposed to be part of the agreement. And it was a brand new Crown attorney. It was her first day on the job. And she basically dropped the bomb.
Well, again, we don't know the full details of what happened because neither one of us was at the hearing or there for the proceedings. We know that the charge that he pled guilty to, that $2,000 was the maximum amount of fine that he could be levied against him, and they did get a conviction, and that potentially that if he had been tried for a greater charge, there's a chance he could have walked away completely free, which would have been a bigger tragedy. How does it make you feel about the justice system?
Well, I don't think we've gotten justice up to this point. My children are 9, 11, and 13 years old. They're very angry right now. They're very sad. They miss their mom. Mm-hmm. They do not know what happened to their mom, other than that she was in an accident. They don't know the name of the guy who hit her. Mm-hmm. They deserve an apology from the man who hit her. I've been telling my children for 6 months, okay, did we have to forgive this man? If he reaches out to us, we will forgive him. We want an apology and an explanation. And we wanted to voice our concerns and tell the world, tell the courts, and tell this man what a good woman Mom was, what a good woman Kristine was, how much she meant to us, and what we're missing now.
Do you think your family has been let down by the entire justice system and the police in handling of your case?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I believe as victims, we were completely left out of the process. We had no say at all when it came to sentencing, or we had no say at all in the actual filing of charges. Mm-hmm. The only recourse we have now is the civil lawsuit, mm-hmm. and it's going to take years.
Well, that's unfortunately the way the justice system works. Now, you are trying to do something positive with some of the grief and the tragedy that's going on. You're part of a new group that started on Facebook called Voice. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
That's right. I came home on Friday and I was so angry and I was crying. I spent at least 16 hours crying my eyes out. And I was so angry at what had been done by the courts. And I voiced my opinion on Facebook and was startled to find that cases like mine and my children's are common. They're actually the norm. And we're sick and tired of it. And a lady in Ottawa named Carla Rocco Cormier and I have formed a group called Voice. Since yesterday, we've got 274 members. Mm-hmm. And we're looking for support. We're looking for people to help us run the group. Mm-hmm. We need organization, and we want to stand up for victims' rights. We want to stand up for people who've lost loved ones and do not know the process that's involved. We want to put pressure on groups like lawyers that are not doing their jobs properly. Mm-hmm. We want to put pressure on insurance, mm-hmm. who aren't paying out quick enough. Mm-hmm. We want to put pressure on Crown attorneys and police to be harsher in their sentencing and filing of charges.
Do you think there should be a mandatory penalty when a loss of life is involved, irregardless of how it occurs?
I think there should be more compassion, mm-hmm. more thought given to the victim and the victim's family. They have to look deeper than they're doing right now. Mm-hmm. There's no consultation with the victim. There's no consultation with the victim's family, and there's no interaction between the accused and the victims in the cases. There's no chance for them to make amends. There's no chance for healing. Mm-hmm. People are left angry.
Well, you're holding right now on the table a document you were given Friday after the gentleman had been 3 days after the gentleman had been sentenced, and it says it's a victim impact statement. So they're asking you to do a statement after they've already decreed on your case.
Yes, that's right. They told me that they're going to ask the guy to come back to court for resentencing, which I laughed at because the guy's going to say no. If he he's entitled to say no. And you know, like it's sort of an insult to ask me 3 days after the trial's over.
So right now, talking to the public via our newspaper, what would be some of the things in your victim impact statement? What you as a victim, and again, you didn't just lose your wife, as tragic as that is, you suffered great injury yourself in the accident, and of course you're left with the mess afterwards and taking care of your family as best you can. What would your victim impact statement be?
You fell asleep at the wheel.
Just to clarify, that was his claim of defense, that he fell asleep at the wheel?
That's right.
Okay. Because it was a bright day, good weather, no strange incidents other than just the fact that he hit you coming out of that construction zone.
Yes. You fell asleep at the wheel. You killed my wife. You killed my children's mother. We had 3 beautiful children. We had a beautiful family. Kristine was loved by every single person she had contact with. She was the most wonderful mother in the world. She was my business partner. She was my best friend. She was all of our best friends. She had other best friends, one Terry LaRue, one Wendy Johnson. Okay? We're all left with a great big hole in our hearts. Kristine used to fill that hole with love. There was parties every time there was a birthday. There was parties at Christmas. There was parties at Thanksgiving. We miss it all now. Nobody gets a phone call from Kristine no more for birthdays to remind them that it's their birthday, or, you know, we just miss Kristine so much. I miss talking to her. I miss holding her. I miss her so much. My children miss her so much. We can't believe that she's gone. We would like an apology from you. An explanation, if you could. We've heard stuff from the police, but we would like to hear it from your lips. And we understand that you're sorry, but we'd like to hear it from you. We don't even know your name.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Yeah, please.